Hello students, today we're diving into the fascinating world of cryptography as part of our unit on cybersecurity. The machine you see here is an example of an early encryption device used to scramble messages so that only the intended recipient could read them. This is the core idea of cryptography. By the end of this lesson, you will understand why we need to keep some information private, learn where cryptography is used in the world around us, and get to grips with the basic principles and most common methods of encryption. We'll also touch on the important debate between our right to privacy and the needs of law enforcement. So why do we need secrets? We all have information we need to protect. This could be personal things like your bank details, what you're getting someone for Christmas, or even mistakes you've made. On a larger scale, secrets are vital for things like medical data, new inventions, criminal investigations, and even national security, such as battle plans and diplomacy. Let's bring it back to a simpler example. Imagine you have a secret you want to share with your best friend and only your best friend. How could you do it without anyone else finding out? You could find a private space, like the middle of a field, or call them when no one else is around to overhear. You could also write it down and put it in a sealed envelope. These methods rely on creating a secure physical environment or channel. Another way is to use a dead drop, a secret hiding place where you can leave a note. But what if someone finds the note by accident? The most secure way is to use a secret code. This way, even if someone intercepts your message, they won't be able to understand it. This is the essence of cryptography. This leads us to the fundamental principles of encryption. We start with our original readable message, which we call plain text. In this example, it's "Flee at once we are discovered." We then use a cipher, which is the method or algorithm, and a secret key, here strawberry jam, to transform it into an unreadable message called ciphertext. To get the original message back, the recipient uses the same key to decrypt the ciphertext, turning it back into plain text. Now, an important principle is that we don't rely on keeping the cipher method itself a secret. Instead, we keep the key secret. We can easily change the key if it's compromised. In fact, the best and most secure ciphers used today are public knowledge. They are strong because even the best experts, knowing the method, have failed to break them without the key. There are two basic types of ciphers. The first is substitution, where you swap each letter for a different one. The second type is transposition, where you don't change the letters themselves, you just jumble up their order. Many powerful real-world ciphers combine these two techniques, performing a little substitution, then a little transposition over and over again. Let's look at some classic ciphers. First is the @bash cipher, a simple substitution cipher. It works by reversing the alphabet, so A becomes Z, B becomes Y, and so on. Because there's no key, it's not very practical for serious use. Your turn. Who can decode the question on the screen? Yes, it is banana. A more famous example is the Caesar cipher, invented by Julius Caesar. In this cipher, you replace each letter by one that is a certain number of places further on in the alphabet. This number is your key. While better than @bash, it's still not very secure as there are only 25 possible keys to try. Your turn. Who can decode the question on the screen? Yes, it is Apple. Now for a simple transposition cipher, the Caesar box. You write your plain text message down in columns of a certain width. Then, to get the ciphertext, you simply read the letters out row by row. To decrypt it, you'd need to know the width of the box. Your turn. Who can decode the question on the screen? Yes, it is I Love Computing. To experiment with the encryption ideas, we're going to use an online tool called CyberChef. It allows you to build a recipe of operations to encrypt and decrypt data. You type your message in the input box, drag the encryption method you want to use into the recipe section, and the result appears in the output box. Let's try it out. First, browse to cyberchef.io. In the operation search box, type ROT13 and then drag the ROT13 operation into the recipe section. Now, in the input box, type LBHJVA. What do you see in the output box? Now, complete the quiz by answering the questions and decrypt different text using different operation like base64, hex ROT13 in cyberchef.io. Before we close today, let's think about a very controversial question. Should the police be able to crack anyone's messages to catch criminals? You might think, I've got nothing to hide, so why should I worry about my privacy? But what if all your private messages were public? They could be taken out of context and misinterpreted. As Cardinal Richelieu is thought to have said, "Give me 6 lines written by the hand of the most honest of men, and I will find something in them to hang him." This highlights the delicate balance between security and personal freedom. What do you think? You may share with a classmate next to you.